Hi everyone, my name is Heather. I'm a first year medical intern and I have no special qualifications or amazing skills to add to my resume, but I would like to talk about some myths that exist about mental health care, kind of destigmatize it a bit, and then because it's still pretty much a taboo topic, I'd really like to um, maybe spread a little bit of awareness and shed a little light on how you can be there for someone who is going through something. So, I think myth number one is that a lot of people think that something to do with mental health can't really happen to them, but studies actually show that over your lifetime, 1 in 5 people will develop a mental health condition, whether it's anxiety, depression, post traumatic stress disorder, just a grieving disorder, a psychotic disorder, um, and that's 20% of the population, which is quite high. And of those 20%, another 1 in 5 will go on to develop a concomitant substance use disorder, whether it's drugs or alcohol or sex. So these issues are quite common, and um, a lot of it can happen later in life. Like everybody thinks that it's a very teenage thing or young adult thing where you go through a bout of depression or anxiety or whatever. But these are things that actually affect you throughout your life, and you can actually develop it like in your 40s or 50s, whatever. Especially the bereavement and grieving process, like when your spouse dies. The second myth that I want to talk about is that um, all kinds of mental health conditions do not present the same. So, someone who is depressed does not present the same as the next person who is depressed. So, for example, subtle signs of people who are very, let's call it high functioning, they can present just with mood changes. So maybe they are usually like quite a morning person, very chipper, and they come in really just in a bad mood. They don't want to talk to you. They become very withdrawn, very quiet. Um, that can be a sign of depression, not wanting to go out with friends, not wanting to communicate, anger issues that weren't there before, not wanting to ask for help. Those are all really subtle signs of depression. People with anxiety, for example, who don't want to speak up in public, who try and avoid situations that just don't make them comfortable, who suddenly cut off communication with you and nothing happened, you don't know what went wrong. So those are also not your typical textbook signs of an anxiety disorder. When people think of anxiety disorders, they think of the typical worry, panic attack kind of picture. And then with depression, they think about people who sleep all the time, they gain weight, they are very withdrawn, they aren't engaging, they might become moody or belligerent or whatever. So I think those are the subtle signs to look out for. And then I think the last myth I want to talk about, and I think this is more for parents, is that anxiety disorders have no age limit. Your 6 year old, not even just anxiety disorders, mental health disorders have no age limit. Your 5 year old, your 6 year old, your 2 year old can have a mental health condition like depression, like an adjustment disorder, like post traumatic stress disorder. And everyone's trigger is different. Like, you don't have to go through a death to have post traumatic stress disorder. You don't have to go through like a super violent crime or a rape or something to experience anxiety or depression. It happens to a lot of people just for various reasons. So I think now to touch on how can you be there for someone that is going through something in their life, whether it is depression, anxiety, mental health, autism, any one of the mental health conditions on the spectrum, because that's what it is. It's a spectrum of conditions. Even a substance use disorder falls under the mental health conditions. Psychotic disorders like schizophrenia, bipolar, any of those things. I think the best thing to do is to educate yourself on what this condition is, because a lot of the times, for example, if people say, oh, I'm so depressed, you're using the terminology incorrectly. You're not depressed, you're having a bad day. Depression means your serotonin levels, which is the feel-good hormone in your brain, has been completely depleted. You feel like your life is not worth living. You feel like you have no more fight left in you. And it doesn't happen for one day, it happens for weeks and months. So I'd strongly suggest educating yourself on what the person you love is going through. And then if they talk to you, say, oh, I'm really struggling, can I just talk to you about something? Do not brush it off by saying, it's just a bad day, things will get better, this is just a phase, tomorrow will be better, things are going to be better in a week, because that makes them feel like they are not being heard in the moment. Listen to what they have to say and acknowledge what they are saying. Make them feel seen, make them feel heard, make them feel understood as to the best of your ability. Because a lot of times people haven't gone through this, and I think sincerity and authenticity is the best way to come about something. So if you just sit with someone and say, I don't really understand, but I'm trying my best to. This must be so difficult for you, and I'm very sorry that you're going through it. If you want to keep talking, please feel free. If you want to cry, I'm here for you. Just let that person feel safe opening up, and let that person know that you understand and acknowledge them. And then I think the third and possibly most important thing is to acknowledge when you don't know. Just ask them, how can I help you? Because everybody needs different things. For example, I don't respond very well to positivity. I don't respond very well to someone saying, oh, just look on the bright side, things are going to get better. Tomorrow's going to be a great day, because it feels like a lie to me. You don't know that tomorrow's going to be a good day. I don't know that tomorrow's going to be a good day. So I'd rather someone would just say, Heather, try and make it through the next 15 minutes. And if they asked me, Heather, what do you need from me? And I'd say, I just need you to listen, or I just need you to come with me and get a coffee, something like that. If it's someone who's dealing with anxiety and they ask, can you just hold my hand for a second? Or can you just please make this announcement for me? I just can't do it right now. So everyone needs help in different ways. And if you're willing to step into that gap and just kind of just help them, be there for them in the way that they need. And then obviously the fourth thing is, if it is really debilitating, there's always the suggestion of getting professional help, either to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist and have them seek medical attention, because these can be very debilitating conditions, and you wouldn't want to be the person that didn't do everything you could for the person that you love. So I really hope you found this informative. This is a topic that's quite dear to my heart. I didn't realize how many people didn't know how to interact with people who are going through a mental health condition. until it happened to me. So I really hope you found this informative. I really hope you learned something, and I really hope you use this in future. Have a good day, stay safe, wear your mask, and stay warm. Bye.